so I think we can start playing.
Welcome, everyone. That was our intro music by Tea and Honey, and they will be back later in the show because we're taking them in alphabetical order. So they'll come on third because Amadou, who starts with an A, gets to come on first. So thank you, Tea and Honey. And now we're gonna shift over to Amadou Kuate. Greetings, Amadou.
Hey, peace. How you doing?
Peace to you. This is wonderful. Thank you for doing this. We'll tell our viewers and listeners, because they're doing both. That's a Kora, African Kora, and I'll let you describe it a little bit. I'm assuming that people that know you are checking it out and going, "Oh, good, we hardly get to hear him anymore because of COVID." But there's certainly probably people that have maybe tuned in for Brian Weber or Tea and Honey that have never seen the Kora and wondering what the heck is that thing. So, explain a little.
Well, the Kora is a 21-string traditional instrument that comes from West Africa. It's played by the Manding people in West Africa, and inside of Manding society, they have families of oral historians, which are called Jelly. And these oral historians have an orchestra of instruments that they use when they are doing their recitation or for different functions in the community. So the Kora is one of those instruments that belongs to the Jelly Orchestra. That's 21 strings. It's made from a gourd, like a calabash that's covered on the front with cowskin.
And now the amazing thing that I still can't wrap my head around, you're the 150th generation of a family of Kora players.
Well, definitely a family of Jelly, two of those oral historians. Like, Kora's been in my family for many years, but the Jelly, remember, the Kora is just one instrument in their orchestra, so
okay.
Those who have that responsibility of all, their different instruments that belong to that group. But the Kora, even as it being the baby of the group, has been around for hundreds of years. So,
yeah. Now, there was a certain point in your life where I knew your father, Gimo, and all respect to him, where he was saying, Amadou, you got to keep it going. You got to play this. Now, you might have been saying, but, I want to play electric guitar. How did it happen? How did it get passed on in your case?
Well, definitely with a whole lot of, my dad making me sit down and playing. Like, I'm sure out of the 150 generations, if there was any kid that, gave as much fuss as I did, I would love to know.
Right.
But, I had a love for the instrument, that's grown through the years. And, it just starts with being able to sit and, and just learn and be in a place of peace with it. And I hope to do the same for my own children,
Okay. Well, you notice there's a little crawler going on for our listeners and viewers out there. Please feel free to make donations to the artist, because in these very bizarre COVID times, this is sometimes the only income that's coming in. This is known as the gig worker community. So we're making a strong commitment to keeping the music alive and going, but you can't keep the music alive if you can't keep the musicians alive. So somebody can write that one down. All right, so we've held them on the seats of their couches and benches, and so now let's give us a tune here. Let's have some Kora music.
Thank you guys for tuning in.
All right. So this is one of the cool things about the Zoom event that you can't normally do in a regular concert, which is one, talk to the artist between songs, but also artists that are sitting in the green room, like Brian, who's going to be with us later. He's like wondering about what kind of pickup is that on there. So ask what's going on, Brian.
I am. I'm listening to your awesome music, Amadou, and I'm leaning in close. I'm like, that thing is electrified. What kind of pickup you got on that Kora?
So I installed a piezo in my Kora, and I just put a preamp on it. I couldn't tell you the exact brand. I don't even remember off the top of my head. I just remember I had to build it into the Kora. So, I kind of, over the years, you find different ways of kind of making it work. The way that I have the pickup set up on this Kora, usually, I also have a band that I have, and I plug into an effects processor, I'm going through a pedal board. So the pickup on here is kind of set up for that, as opposed to just being like a contact pickup on the soundboard. So, I'm not going with any effects tonight, but it just kind of works for what I do, I suppose.
So you said it. So you said it's a piezo. Now, like, what? How does the bridge work on a Kora? Like, is there just one bridge, or you said you have 21 strings, right?
Yeah. So let me show you guys.
Yeah.
So, if you look at the front of the Kora, I guess maybe this is a good angle. You can see the bridge.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
From the side, and the strings. You have 10 on one side and 11 on the other, and they all go through the bridge, the center, and then the gourd is just the resonator.
And so the piezo is all under that one bridge. It's just one long piece.
I got it tricked out a couple different ways for this one. White side, one long one. Depending on what I'm going with, both an acoustic and just kind of the vibrational signal for the pedal, I might plug in both. It depends on what I'm doing. Like right now, I'm just using the long pickup. Just because I'm in my office and I don't want the neighbors like knocking on the wall.
Yeah, I mean, only in Baltimore would that happen, right?
Well, they might be knocking because they're enjoying it, but
yeah. Turn that dang Kora down. I'm trying to get some sleep. So essentially, when you say a long pickup, there used to be a company out of Texas called Seducers, and they were basically a lengthy transducer that kind of laid on the surface, and they were used on hammered dulcimers, and to some extent they could be used on even pianos, where you laid it, on the soundboard. So it sounds like a sequential transducer if you say it's got a long kind of strip to it. So, but yeah, I remember when you came into the shop years ago, you and a buddy, and the buddy was a real good djembe player, and you guys just started playing in the store, and I was in the front of the store, and all of a sudden I hear this music coming out of the back end of the store. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm trying to think of when that was, but I think that's when you told me that you were performing as a duo a lot with that person.
Yeah,
I feel like
I believe it was with my brother Wasuf Gay. Shout out to Wasuf. God bless.
Yeah, sounds right.
Yeah, I think we came through. At that time, we were definitely always on the hunt for, different things we needed for our instruments, and like
stuff.
Half of the time, it always end up leading us back to your shop. So,
yes.
On that particular day, we had enough time to sit and just play a little bit. And
I loved it. It was great. I think we hired you for the street festival in Tacoma Park right after that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow, time was flying, man. I remember that. Thanks. I appreciate that.
No, it's my pleasure. Give us some more music. More Kora. Yes, indeed. So that one kind of starts off. I almost felt like there was a walking blues line going on there. You don't have to hire a bass player now. But now these are your own compositions,
Well,
of course.
I'm putting my own spin on some traditional music, actually.
Yeah.
Well, the first one I did is a traditional song, Bemaka. I just changed, kind of put my own flavor on it. The second song I played, traditional song called Jarabi. Just kind of put my own flavor in it. I believe that even, within the context of tradition, which is very important, and having the foundation, we all have a responsibility to, to tell a part of our story, possibly give something back to the continuum for the next generation,
Yeah. Well, wondering if, we were talking before we started about how the cool thing is people might come to see one artist and get turned on to another. And that's kind of exactly what happened. I want to thank Jam Pack, which is the Jam Pack Blues and Grass Neighborhood Band. And they're coming in. Look, there it is on the screen. Thank you, Annie. They're out in Arizona. So they're listening to Kora music in Arizona, from Baltimore through the amazing internet and work of Rob on the back end of this engineering. So special thanks to Jam Pack Blues and Grass Neighborhood Band in Arizona. Sounds like a place I'd like to go. Arizona, and a little bit of grass, a little bit of blues. Not that kind of grass. Look at these comments. This is great. I have an early Rachel Isaacson, an early music geek by her definition, says it reminds her of a funky chacone, whatever that is. I'm learning as we go here. All right, so you got time for one more, and then we'll come back around at the end and the encore piece.
Okay.
So let's give us one more, and this is wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Wonderful, wonderful. It's great stuff. It makes me long more for the times when we can go to live shows again. Man, don't we all? All right.
That was awesome, Amadou. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, so stick around, Amadou. We're going to come back for an encore in a little bit.
Go.
You know, tell the neighbors only one more tune tonight. All right, so we'll see you later. I'm going to greet Brian, bring him on. Hello, Brian.
Hey, Dave.
And there you go. Thanks for hanging out, coming
Absolutely.
in, checking out Amadou's work. It's pretty amazing. I know you're probably thinking, how can you work one through a loop pedal or something? So,
right, yeah, exactly.
Sounds like he's already done that. All right, so man, we go way back. Originally, this was going to be your duo band with the great name of Two Man Trio, but because of the problems of COVID, your partner in music couldn't really. Couldn't feel good about it, and we respect that. So. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah. COVID and scheduling and stuff. Yeah. I'm bummed out Adam couldn't be here, but happy to be here anyway. So thank you for having me solo.
Yeah. So, gosh, you teach at the School of Musical Traditions. I know that because I'm there occasionally myself, and also Rob put it right on the bottom of the screen as a better reminder. But we've worked together over the years in the shop at the Maryland Ren Fest. You're the drum tech at the street festival when we have street festivals.
Which would have been, 2 days ago, right?
Yeah, it was going to be the, 39th or something like that. Man, another beautiful day, 70 degrees, sunshine.
Next year.
Next year, yeah. All right, so, and then let's explain that shirt. And then after you explain the shirt, Tacoma Groove Camp. Then we'll go into some actual music, so.
Yeah, so Tacoma Groove Camp. It's a summer music camp that I run. I was started. This was our 15th year actually as Tacoma Groove Camp, and it was a couple years prior to that. It was Combo Camp that was started by our very good friend and unfortunately late friend
Rob
Nicholson. But he ran the camp for a year or two, and then brought me on a couple years in, and we started running it together, and then we changed the name to Tacoma Groove Camp. And Rob left the camp about maybe 6 or 7 years or so ago.
Yeah.
And I took over as sole director, and we've just been chugging along ever since. It's awesome. Basic gist is we have maybe 25 campers or so, all like preteens and teens, all different instruments and ability levels and stuff. And we put them into bands first thing Monday morning. It's a day camp, runs Monday through Friday. And we put them into bands Monday morning, and mostly they work with one instructor all throughout the week, and they write original music. And then we put on a show at the end of the week, And then,
at the gazebo, usually.
Sometimes the gazebo or Seeker's Church, where we usually hold it. This year we were entirely online, because of COVID. We ran everything online, and everyone had a really amazing time. We had some great guest speakers, and we had all the kids record themselves playing their individual parts, and then we edited all the videos together and showed the performances on on Saturday night at the end of the week.
So, before you go into your first tune, how many instruments are you sort of comfortably teaching through School of Musical Traditions?
Wow, lots. I mean, if I had to listen with guitar, bass, upright and electric, piano, trumpet, and other brass instruments. Ukulele, tin whistle, drums and percussion. So however many that is.
Yeah, well, you've certainly how long have you been teaching through the shop? I guess
I started in '98. I started teaching my first lesson in '98 because I started with the shop in '97.
Right,
and then I started. Some of you may remember Joe Morales was the old manager of the store, and he was kind of getting out of teaching and getting more into violin building. And
that's right.
I took on, just a few of his students at the time in '98, and then really enjoyed it. And by '99, I had enough students to kind of start teaching full time and, stop working directly in the store. So I've been teaching full time since '99.
Amazing thing. It's a great thing.
Yeah.
And still keeping live music up, as you're about to hear, folks. All right.
Yep.
Hit us with something.
All right, sounds good. This is an old tune called "Toothless Dog." I didn't write this one, but it is an original tune that an old band of mine called Monk used to do, and so I consider it original because it was an old band's tune. Here we go, "Toothless Dog." Dog, with your freedom intact, why do you bother to keep coming back? I unhooked your leash, now you're free to roam. Turn out the lights on your pitiful moan. Well, you're free to leave, nothing's holding you here. You keep clinging on to that indecisiveness you call fear. Oh, toothless dog, savor liberty. Not this attachment still feel for me, 'cause I'm already gone. Yes, I'm I'm already gone. Toothless dog, never meant to hurt you one bit. I just took off your collar, 'cause it never really fit. So don't stare at me with those cold yellow eyes. You know in your heart it's not me you despise. Oh, you're free to leave, nothing's holding you here. You keep clinging on to that indecisiveness you call fear. Oh, toothless dog, savor liberty. Not this attachment you still feel for me, 'cause I'm already gone. Yes, I'm already gone. Yes, I'm already gone. Toothless dog, with your freedom intact, why do you bother to keep coming back? I unhooked your leash, now you're free to roam. Turn out the lights on your pitiful moan. Oh, well, you're free to leave, nothing and you hear, you keep clinging on to that indecisiveness you call fear. Oh, toothless dog, save her liberty, not this attachment you still feel for me, 'cause I'm already gone. Yes, I'm already gone. Yes, I'm already gone.
Toothless Dog. Man, that's quite an anthem quality.
It is.
to
And when
that.
we did it in the
So,
band, it had, 3-4 part harmonies on the chorus and stuff. Yeah. Yeah, it was a fun one to do with the band, but I still enjoy doing it.
Huh. So the name of that band was called
Monk.
you said Monk.
M-U-N-K, yep.
So when I hear that in music, I think of Thelonious Monk, but somehow that didn't seem like it applied to the style that you were
No,
playing.
just Monk.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So, quick question before your next song: if you could go to any concert, front row seats, didn't have to pay for it, who would you go see? And yes, they have to be a living artist.
They have to be a living artist. Front row seats. Anyone? Can I only name one? Can it be two?
Only name one. It could be
Oh,
somebody you've seen before. I'm just.
Well, no.
where-
Have to be somebody I didn't see. I'd say I'm gonna have to go with Billy Joel at the moment.
Huh.
I'm gonna have to go
Okay.
with Billy Joel. Just 'cause I've never seen him before. He's been a favorite artist all my life. We actually had plans to go see him a couple years ago at Madison Square Garden as one of his, for one of his I'm forgetting the word, but residency shows.
Yeah.
And he had to undergo emergency sinus surgery or something, and so the concert got canceled.
I remember when you told me about that. Yeah.
And it got rescheduled, but for I don't know, like a few months later, and it was like the week of Thanksgiving or something, and we just I think we might have even been pregnant with Joseph. No, we wouldn't have been pregnant with Joseph at the time, but anywho, we weren't able.
So
we weren't
Billy
able
Joel.
to go back, and so Billy Joel. I've always wanted to see him live. I heard he puts on a good show.
And he's a Yankee fan. I just say that for Rob, who's listening in the background. There's a great clip of Billy Joel on YouTube. He was walking down the street and somebody had put a piano out on the street as a giveaway. And he just saw it and started playing it on the street somewhere. I don't know if it's Long Island or New York or wherever he's living, LA, it doesn't matter. I mean, it's some piano on the street. And he plays it for a while, and then he says to anybody listening, he says, "This isn't bad, it needs a little tuning. This isn't bad." And it's just kind of a cool, like he couldn't walk by it without trying it. Typical.
That's great. Yeah. When you see when you see that kind of stuff, just a huge famous artist just strolling down the street and happens to start playing or something, right?
All right. So what do you got? What's next? What do you got coming? And you used the loop on the last one. You want to explain that to people a little bit.
Yeah, sure. So a loop pedal or a phrase sampler, it's like a live recording unit. The one that I use is called a boomerang. It's not one of the more popular ones. The company's been around for a long time. I think they're defunct now, actually. So basically, I know you can't see it. at the moment without me moving my whole setup and stuff. But you might be able to hear me click it there. Basically, what I do is just when I can start a pattern, and when I click it again, that just plays for me back, and that way I can I can solo, I can layer things over top of it. Some of my typical live performances, when I have more of a whole PA set up, I might have my bass and vocals and everything going through the PA, and I can loop all of it. So I can harmonize vocally with myself, and I can pick up the bass and play it, and the guitar and all sorts of stuff. Yeah, adds a lot to a solo or duo show.
Oh, it does. It's great. Yeah, as we move further and further by decades away from when Dylan plugged in at the Newport Folk Festival and went electric, the folk music world is hardly electrophobic anymore, and there's
yeah, exactly. You see
pedals and loops, and
you see cellists and you name it, using loop pedals and effect pedals, all that kind of stuff.
All right, take it away. Give us another one.
All right. So this next one, not to bring folks down, but this next one's called Paul's Song, and it's a song I wrote a few years back, maybe about 7 years ago, I think, for a good friend of ours, Paul de Blasi III. Who used to work for the shop, and he left the world way too soon. But he was part of a group called Pirates Royale, and he was real into sea shanties and pirate music and stuff. And so I wrote this tune for Paul, kind of send him on his way. And you'll hear it's chock full of sea and pirate metaphors and stuff. So this one goes out to Paul. Paul would have a good chuckle at the fact that I forgot that I should capo this song, because it's too low if I don't. It rained, it fallen for well nigh 7 days. The sky unveiling hues of 4 different grays. When wholly again the sun did appear, the most dreadful of words found their way to my ear. Me bucko old salt, a proud buccaneer, weighed anchor in the night, making way with naught more to fear. Raise your jack high up the staff, revealing you're on the account. Poised at the helm with your hand on the wheel, simply follow that heavenly sound. Fair winds and Godspeed to you on your journey beyond. In this world your magnificent spirit will surely endure on. Your shipmates stand on the main deck, every hand at the ready on lines. Wherever you roam, be at peace, and your soul will forever shine. Sutler readied the galleon for your crowning sail. Carry the sweetest of hornpipes and a hogshead of fine English ale. She's built with a strong oak and bowsprit, so polished it shimmers like glass, adorned underneath with a figurehead of your most darling dear bonny lass. Tides will steady guide you over the coast. Evermore you can sing your shanties, and of triumphs in life you'll boast. Fret not for the people you loved, who remain still back on the banks, to have known you and shared in this life. We offer our eternal thanks. Fair winds and Godspeed to you on your journey beyond. In this world your magnificent spirits certainly endure on. Your shipmates stand on the main deck, every hand at the ready on lines. Wherever you roam, be at peace, and your soul will forever shine. Time's come to send off a brother, a father, a lover, and more. Pray he has virtuous passage, so we all can weep nevermore. Our courses surely will cross again in the by and by. We'll roll bones and banter whimsy, and toast blackjacks brimful with rye. Oh, now that we've bade our good friend farewell, on laments and regrets we'll try not to dwell. Let us gather and splice the main brace, refrain from hanging the jeer. We'll celebrate laughter, music, and love. That is the life that he lived. Fair winds and Godspeed to you on your journey beyond. In this world your magnificent spirit certainly endure all. Your shipmates stand on the main deck, every hand at the ready on lines. Wherever you roam, be at peace, and your soul will forever shine. Wherever you roam, be at peace, and your soul will forever shine.
There's a picture of Paul up on the screen.
Picture of Paul, there he is.
Ugh.
I'm glad I made it through that one without cracking.
Yeah. Yeah. It'll be great. What could go wrong?
Exactly.
That was Paul. Oh, man.
Sorry
Oh,
about
man.
that. Yeah.
All right. All right. Woo.
That one goes out to Paul. It's almost 7 years to the day, I believe. So it's we're pretty close. So
It was, when he had the duo with Janie Manili, his wife, Captain Jack.
Yeah.
Yep. No, great stuff.
Thank you.
That's part of what the music world does. It commemorates. Some of the stuff is joyous and happy, and
Yeah.
Some of it is to commemorate the sadness. And
it's got to tell the story, exactly.
You know, I've always felt that being in the music world, when something happens to somebody we know, that the music world can quickly and fervently almost celebrate what, you know, the event. And if we were in a different line of work, if we were, you know, working in an electrician union somewhere, working on office buildings, and we lost a guy that was a great guy, it probably wouldn't receive the attention that the musician gets.
Right, sure, right. They could maybe do something like light up a building in, you know, in that person's honor or something. But
right.
But the public might not exactly get it in exactly the same way, right?
So I mean, I think that there's just so much more emotion packed into the world of music, because that's the nature of it. That's why it does so many things.
Yeah. No, it does. It's the emotion. It's the storytelling. It's you know, some of the best artists. That's what they do, is they just lay their heart out for, you know, for all the world to see.
Yeah. All right. What do you got? One more, right?
Yeah. I got one more right now.
Okay.
All right. This one's on a little bit of a lighter note. This one's called Say Marina, another original one of mine. Of course, y'all can get up and dance. I won't be able to see you, but hopefully you're dancing in your living rooms right now. With the breeze blowing gently, met you that night. Stars in your eyes, they catching the light. So free, you asked for a song, falling, I played it for you. You stayed the night so long, yeah. In schemes of things, it's been a short while. Oh, but I'm giddy with butterflies for you. Somebody, it seems you struck a chord in me. I just ask you to play harmony. So sexy you were when I asked you your name. A kiss on the neck, I can't wait to see you again, girl. Say Marina, with the ribbon in your hair. I'll take you anywhere you'd like to be, yeah. Say Marina, girl, I'm taking you. I wanna pick you up and take you home with me. Body's held close, but when you kiss me, light runs through me, right down to my toes. Oh, hearing your voice, kissing your lips, touching your skin, talking, laughing, rolling around till the sun's coming in. So sexy you were when I asked you your name. Kiss on the neck, I can't wait to see you again, girl. Say Marina, with the ribbon in your hair. I'll take you anywhere you'd like to be, yeah. Say Marina, girl, I'm taking you. I wanna pick you up and take you home with me. Waking up with a smile now every day. Oh, so glad we've gotten together. sexy you were when I asked you your name. A kiss on the neck, I can't wait to see you again, girl. Say Marina, with the ribbon in your hair, I'll take you anywhere you'd like to be, yeah. Say Marina, girl, I'm taking you. I wanna pick you up and take you home with me. Say Marina, am I causing you to blush? Don't worry, baby, we don't need to rush, no, no. Say Marina, girl, I'm loving you. I wanna pick you up and take you home with me. Na 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 na, na 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 na, na 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 na, na 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 na. Na 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 na, na 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 na, na 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 na, na 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 na, na 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 na, na 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 na, na 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 na, na 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 na. Na 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 na, na 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 na, na 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 na.
Well, yes, that's a good way to wrap up a quick 3 set. Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah. Give them a heart-wrenching one before that,
That's
and
it.
pathos and deep feeling, and then get them bopping out right out into the streets.
Stand up and dance, exactly. Yeah.
That's it. All right. So speaking of bopping out into the street, look what I found on the back porch in some neighborhood. Look at that. Man, they were saying, hurry up, it's getting cold out here.
We warmed
All right.
ourselves up. It was a good last tune to
Right.
warm us up for the set.
All right. So this is Teas and Honey. And you know what? I'm realizing that I've never seen you guys in a performance, but I've worked with you guys as part of like bands at Glen Echo. And, you know, hearing the warm up, I thought, my God, I miss contra dance music and dancing with hundreds of people. And
Me
oh
too.
man,
Me
oh,
too.
that
Yeah.
old ballroom is sitting there just empty right now. Just maybe a occasional couple mice running across the floor, but that's about it. And, you know, normally we'd have 300 or 400 people in there. And, yeah, that would be probably the worst COVID thing you could be doing now,
Oh my
hugging,
God.
Yep.
hugging,
This is
hugging and
possible.
sweating on everybody.
You know, holding hands.
Sweating,
Yeah.
spitting.
Yeah.
Yeah, just all of that.
All of the above.
All of the above. Bad,
Yeah.
bad times.
So this is, but anyway, so we just give them a rough idea of what contra dance music is, basically, just a quick little, anybody.
It's. Do you want to take this?
Well, not really.
Okay.
It's
This
kind of
is
hard
the-
to explain, I guess.
I mean,
It's-
it is. I used to have an answer just off that would roll off the tip of my tongue. It's just not coming to me right now. But I mean, all of the various like Anglo traditions that came over to the U.S. You know, they brought their music, they brought their dancing traditions with them, and contra dance just kind of popped up, and it died out for a while. Came back in the 70s in New England with people like Dudley Loftman and Ralph Page. And so you'll hear a lot of old time music. You'll hear that, which it comes from Scottish and Irish traditions. You'll hear some French Canadian mixed in. I don't know. That seems for off the top of my head, I feel like that's probably
Yeah. Yeah.
not bad.
yeah.
Well,
yeah.
it's the intertwined nature of both the music and the dance form.
Yeah.
You really don't get one without the other very often, that's for sure.
Right.
Yeah. Every in contra dance, everything has to be a square, 64 bars.
I like the idea of 64 bars.
Well,
so to speak.
Or else,
so to speak.
or else somebody gets flung out of the line, and
That's right.
Someone gets cranky.
yeah.
All right, well, take us away. What's the first tune called?
We're gonna play a set of French Canadian tunes, Reel de Montebello and Fleur de Mandragore. Yep.
All right.
Hang on, I gotta figure out what to do with my headphones here. Sorry, can I start that over? My fingers are cold, so they weren't working right.
It's a little chilly out here.
Okay, all right, take two.
That's good. That's good. Sophie, introduce the band members.
Sure.
And I know you guys are a little chilly out there, so I'm not going to yak too long. Except just donate money, give freely. Remember, there's 3 of them up there. triple your donations. They'll serve you tea and honey. You
I like that.
you
Yeah,
serve them
sometimes
money.
we call ourselves tea and money.
All right.
And back
You know.
back in the before times
Right.
when we could, go on the road and stay with people, our housewarming gift, our hostess gift, would be tea and honey.
Yeah.
So, oh, sorry.
No, I was just throwing that in there.
So, as Rob mentioned, I'm Sophie. I play the cello. Originally, I was a classical musician, still am, and I was taken in by a lovely set of contra dance and folk musicians, and they've taught me the ways. Taught me some of the ways, still learning. This is Colleen.
Yeah, I'm Colleen. I play the fiddle, and I do foot percussion. I have been playing fiddle since I've been playing fiddle and violin since I was 5. It's been with me my entire life. I've learned from such wonderful teachers as Donna Hebert, George Wilson, Jane Rothfield, and a whole score of fiddlers that would take way too long to list out.
My name is Bobby, and I started out playing piano many years ago. And I played a little bit of classical mostly, and then got into ragtime a lot. And then around high school and college, I started picking up string instruments, mostly stuff that's played in traditional music, folk music like the mandolin, banjo, and fiddle. And then that led me into playing for contra dances and meeting these fine people. So, yeah.
And I will say we are one short today. Our 4th member, Rebecca Weiss, is a phenomenal fiddler, but she has been in Massachusetts during this time, so it's hard to gather with her.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if she's in the house. Is she paying attention? Rebecca, chime in if you're out there listening. She better be. I'm going to tell your parents, Rebecca.
You could. Well, fun story about this next tune. It's a set. The first tune's called Elkins, and this is by an awesome contra dance tune writer and guitarist and multi-instrumentalist, Larry Unger. And I got to meet Larry on a gig with Rebecca, and just shout out to him. He's a fantastic musician, so always happy
Cool.
to play his tunes.
Yeah. And that will be followed up by Elsie's
Farewell.
Is it Elkins Farewell and Elsie's, or Elkins?
It's Elsie's Farewell.
Okay,
Yeah.
Elsie's Farewell, which is written by Stuart Kenny, who's this wonderful bass and banjo player. I've worked with him for many years, and he's just a delight. And this tune is a delight. And we'll let Bobby finish tuning. Still working at it.
8 strings, no waiting.
I know, it's hard to justify mandolin tuning after the Kora there.
That's right.
Okay, there we go.
Ready?
All right.
I think we're okay.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
All right. Ready?
Very nice, very nice. Man, it just sets my mind a wandering back to the days when we could be dancing. Man, who knows what that's ever going to be like again, but man. Oof. All right. Wow. All right, look, there you go. Future contra dancer in the crowd there. So the cello, how often did that appear in contra dance music until, say, 5 or 10 years ago? Was the cello in there very often or not?
I mean, there have always been cellists in the folk world. Like, I'm thinking, I grew up on Abby Newton records. My mom is a cellist, and sorry, not to speak for Sophie.
No. You guys would know more than me about this.
But I mean, Abby Newton, she played a lot of Scottish and Irish tunes, but I don't know that she ever did much contra. I think she's more in the performance sphere. I don't know of many cellists in contra dance in modern
There's an
history.
interesting, I think in some Appalachian communities, I don't want to say anything incorrect here, but I've read somewhere or in some, accounts of dealing with folk traditions that some Appalachian communities actually use cellos as basses.
Yeah.
I don't know how common it was, but it happened occasionally because maybe it's more portable than a bass, obviously.
Yeah.
For a variety of reasons.
Yeah, and I mean, certainly if you go back across the pond,
Right.
200-300 years ago with English country dancing, you would have seen, violins and cellos as
Sure.
as your bands.
Much more formal situation.
Yeah. Go to your Jane Austen movies.
Right.
But yeah.
All right. What do you got? We need one more tune.
One more
And then-
tune. Well, we've got a set of marches. First one is the one that I wrote. It's called Saturday on the Metro because I wrote it while sitting on the Metro on a Saturday.
Brilliant. Brilliant.
Self-explanatory tune there. And we follow that with Multnomah March, which is written by the great piano player and accordion player Bob McQuillan. He wrote thousands easily of tunes. This is just one of his many, many great tunes. Yeah. All right.
That was a march indeed. Now we're at the point of the show, right? We're at the point of the show where normally you guys would walk off stage, everybody do thunderous applause, and you'd come back on for an encore. Well, we're going to assume that just happened. All right? That was a virtual walk-off. And look, they're back already. And also because I think I just checked, I think it's 57 degrees out there. And, you know.
That's probably about right.
Yeah, I mean, we got to keep it moving.
Yeah.
So you guys will take us, this will be your encore piece. Remember, this series is sponsored, as you can see from the top of the page there, so to speak. It's imtfolk.org. It's just great fun to take three really diverse acts, so to speak, groups that normally wouldn't share the same stage because it'd be too weird. I mean, a contra dance band, a singer-songwriter, and a Kora player. That's just not your average stage until we get to this concept of virtual Zooming, where it makes perfect sense and everybody can learn from each other and share music and, you know, get stuff that they didn't know about. And so for me, it's been great. The response has been wonderful. So after you're done paying the musicians, you got a little left over, you know, send it over to IMT. We can use it too. But our most important mission here is to make sure that these three acts get paid, because this is it. This is, you know, they're gig workers. That's what they're called. Kind of a funny name, gig workers. All right, so let's have some music from Tea and Honey.
All right. Well, I just want to thank you all. This has been wonderful. It was really great to see Amadou and Brian. We really enjoyed listening to your sets. We're going to finish off with a set of tunes. First one is called Honeysuckle. It's another one of my tunes. Second is Flying Home to Shelley, and we finish with Wind That Shakes the Barley. 3, 3, 3. 2, 3, 3. Do you want to do potatoes? Sure. Oh, sorry. Oh. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Yes, indeed.
Well, it's been a pleasure. So thanks for having us. And again, it's been great to hear you, Brian, and you, Amadou. It's really been a great evening.
It has been, yeah.
It's great
Thank
stuff.
you. Yeah, really enjoyed your all set. That was awesome.
Way to go. Way to go. All right. Well, time for some tea and honey for them.
We might partake.
We may just.
Probably
Well,
hot
as you know,
tea, yes.
we play Glen Echo a lot, so we're used to playing in the cold.
Yeah, that's true. But the stage is heated. So,
Yeah.
all right. Well, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank
Brian,
you.
what you got, Brian?
All right, this last one is another original song I'll end out with. This one's called Peaceful River. It was written on the banks of the Shenandoah years ago. Baby, I'll lay you down by the waterside. Float me down the river where an angel may have cried. But darling, I'll show you how to navigate this stream. Let the current take you, slip into a dream. Shenandoah River, like ripples from our stone. Now I'll rest my head upon your peaceful shore. Calm water, won't you take me home? Darling, I'll take you away. The river sings a tune, easy on the water, just like a Sunday afternoon. Shenandoah River, like ripples from our stones. For now I'll rest my head upon your peaceful shore. Sweet water, won't you take me home? Honey, I'll give you all you would could ever need. Close your eyes and follow me. Put your mind at ease. Shenandoah River, like ripples from our stones. For now I'll rest my head upon your peaceful shore. Calm water, won't you take me home? Shenandoah River, like ripples from our stones. For now I'll rest my head upon your peaceful shore. Sweet water, won't you take me home? Calm water, won't you take me home? Sweet water, won't you take me home?
All right. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So let's see, Brian, you can be, if you want to take lessons from Brian in a multitude of instruments, but not Kora, just a lot of other ones. 240-690-1910. That's the School of Musical Traditions, zooming everywhere right now.
Thank you.
There it is. Look at that. Such good work. Thank you, Rob, for putting that up there.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Brian. All right. Time to go home with some ancient Kora melodies. Maybe ancient. I don't know.
We'll see.
Thank you again,
Thank you
Amadou.
guys.
It's wonderful.
Very nice.
All
Very
right.
nice.
Let's go. Where's Rob? Rob's going to appear in a moment. I know he is. I can just feel it. Come on, Rob. All right, there you go. Yeah.
Show, man. What a fantastic
Fine job.
Thank you to our. We got to
It
thank our
worked
audience.
again.
We got to thank the people out there. Thank you so much for tuning in for imtfolk.org, Institute of Musical Traditions. We do this, every first and third Tuesday? Is that the plan? It's not a bad plan.
It's kind of been that way,
Good
yeah.
plan, actually, I think.
Yeah.
So thank you to Dave Eisner for being our host, and thank you Tea and Honey, and thank you Amadou, and thank you Brian Weber, and man, thank you so much. And Amadou,
Yeah.
I think you're just down the street, right? You're here in Baltimore with me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know, when this COVID thing blows over, we should do some Tea and Honey, or whatever. Anyways, thank you so very, very much for everyone tuning in, and
This was
none of
great.
this music would be possible without you people tuning in. So
This
thank you
is
so very
also
much.
archived on the website, so you can go back and look at it. Direct your friends to it, because if they couldn't catch it with us live, they could certainly get pretty good archived, recording of exactly what happened.
So just search Institute of Musical Traditions on Facebook and YouTube, and find us on imtfolk.org. We'll be doing this again in another 2 weeks. Dave, you have any? I shouldn't ask you, right? Because you don't actually have a lineup yet.
Let's just say it's
It's gonna be awesome.
Yes, it's a secret.
That's a secret.
Secret.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah. And it's going to be an amazing secret.
We don't want to distract anybody from what just happened.
A secret to even you, right?
Yeah.
No.
Did you want to show off Amadou's
yeah.
embarrassing kid picture?
Yes,
So
we should. You guys
one
should
of
look
my
at this.
favorite memories of I guess the first time or maybe the second time I'd met him, he came out to my open mic at T-Volve Cafe in Baltimore, Maryland, and his kids were darling. And one of them played a game all night, and I was like, but there's great music. But then the other one snuck into his djembe case and fell asleep. And it was just, I was like, well, you can't put your drum back there. You just carry him home that way, right? That's the way that
Yeah, you got the handle and everything.
works.
So
Yeah, I love my babies. I love them.
That's 6 years ago. So
Wow.
cool. That's nuts. Do they still? Do either of them still fit in a djembe case?
hell no.
No.
You gotta get bigger djembes, right?
They fit in the Kora case now, right?
Yeah.
Upgrades. Anyways,
Man.
thank you so very, very much for tuning in. Thank you for playing for us, and everyone have a great night. We'll see you next
Thank you
time.
all very much. Thanks, Dave.
Hey.
Thanks, Rob.
Thank you.
Amadou, T and Honey.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.